Hey everybody, good Monday morning. It's Memorial Day. One would think I could at least kind of comb my hair down a little bit and not look so raggedy, but I like this look. It's a wake up early in the morning look and have a cup of coffee and get your day going. But anyway, everybody, I hope you're doing okay today. It's Memorial Day. Yeah, so let's see how this goes this morning. It seems fitting that this will be a rainy day and Monday on Memorial Day. Some mornings start fast, some start slow. This will be a slow starting Monday morning on this Monday, Memorial Day 2025. As a young teen that worked at Georgia Blueprint down on Lucky Street about 1972, I would hear Leon Kersey and Robert Ellison, Leon White, Robert Black talk about D-Day and the invasion and all the dead bodies. It almost seemed fake to me, like they were just talking bullshit. But over the years, I could tell it left both men scarred. Leon lived in Mapleton. Robert lived over in Kirkwood. I was 16. Robert would take me to a bar during work hours for lunch. There was a bar next door to us on the corner of Lucky and Cone Street called the Brown Derby. Later became Tidwell Office Supply Building, and Mr. Tidwell bought it and had it there. Anyhow, all that history is to me. Robert was my boss. I thought he was the coolest guy I ever knew. A handsome man, a ladies' man. He had his sweet Libby, who was Elizabeth, but he called her Libby all those years, that he was married to. And his other woman that he had been with for over 25 years. Had children by both of them. Both women knew of each other, but there was an arrangement. I became friends with both of those women over the years. Robert played numbers every week back then. It was like the lottery, but before there was a lottery, some almost seemed kind of shady guy would pop in every week and grab Robert's piece of paper with his numbers on it and his money. Black people back then kind of had their own ways of doing things, running numbers. Sitting at the bar having a drink one day, Robert asked me, "Boy," that's what he always called me, boy. I was 16. He was maybe 50. I never could tell how old he really was. He was such a dresser and just a handsome man. He looked much younger than his age. I could tell how old Leon was. I could tell Leon was an old man. He looked like he had been to war. But Robert said, "Boy, have you ever slept with a black woman?" The things boys and men talk about, isn't it? I said, "Robert, I haven't hardly ever slept with anybody, except me and my cousin Terry slept with this girl over on Powell Street in Cabbagetown. It was my first experience," I told him, "with having sex with the girl, as my cousin Terry watched me, and then I watched him. Maybe cousins back then were closer than cousins are today. We were just boys, but the girl seemed to know what she was doing. I don't think either one of us really liked it. I know I couldn't wait to wash myself. I felt dirty. Looking back, that was such an odd thing to feel about sex, that it left me physically dirty, like I needed to take a bath." He told me, "I'll have to fix that about you not having sex with the black woman." Over the years, we became close. He and Libby were the first black family that I ever sat at their kitchen table and had dinner with. I was 16 when that happened. And many times after that, we'd hop in the car and go to Robert's house at lunch. Elizabeth didn't work, and she'd have us lunch, and we'd run over to Kirkwood and eat lunch and come back to work. Such sweet people. They were so kind to me. I loved them. I asked him, I said, "Have you ever slept with a white woman?" He said, "Hell yes." As if, how could I even think he hadn't? He told me when he lived in Paris, he had a woman he was in love with. He said they could walk down the street holding hands and just being together, and nobody cared. Not over here, he said. If I'd walked down the street holding a white woman's hand, even though I had went and fought for this country, I would have been killed. Leon was a die-hard Southern Baptist. He was a deacon at the Baptist Tabernacle across the street from us on Lucky Street down there, which is a big concert venue now. And he was close friends with Truett Cathy. I remember hearing him talk about Truett a lot, the founder of Chick-fil-A. Truett went to that church also, and they were in the same Sunday school class together. That probably tells us everything we need to know about Leon, a white Southern Baptist, but he too served his country with pride. I don't have any stories of the ones I knew who died in service to our country, but I would hear stories of all the dead bodies that Robert and Leon talked about seeing in those months as they traveled across France. Good Monday morning, sweet people. I honor all of the Gold Star families this morning. It is somewhat sad that we have a president who doesn't, and Americans who say they love the men and women who serve, but would choose a commander-in-chief that is the most un-American president this country has ever had, and mocks openly and often our military and our military leaders. Makes you scratch your head. I can just hear my Granny Bratcher like saying something when people would say something really outlandish in church. You could hear my Granny Bratcher and we in the back of the church say, my God, my God. That's what I can hear when I read that statement right there. My God, my God. What the hell's wrong with you people that did that? And I think about Senator John McCain this morning. The old song says, didn't we love the things that he stood for? I just looked around and he's gone. The picture over on Facebook, my Facebook page, a rainy early morning at Constance's house on this day, Memorial Day, 2025. Love y'all.